You know, it's been a while since we've been able to get all three of us together. So you know what? I have the greatest idea ever. How's this
What?
for a movie? How's this? A dog wants to wrestle.
You lost me.
Wow, that was quick. Okay. Well, what if I told you that there does exist a movie of a wrestling dog? And what if I told you that it has Johnny Mundo in it?
You won me back.
I'm in. Just sign me up. I will buy 10.
This is Wrestle Madness. I couldn't come up with a better intro than this. It's a movie about a wrestling dog.
We've had
Yeah.
movies about dogs that play basketball, dogs that play football, dogs that I think that they play soccer.
Exactly.
Wrestling is the biggest stretch that the Airbud company, the one that yes, there actually is a company that focuses solely on movies that are similar to Airbud. That fucking movie about the golden retriever that plays basketball from way back in like 1997. Yes, there is a company that was formed so they can keep making it. And now they have moved on to wrestling.
What can really be said about this? Okay, you know who we are, Fighting Toon, Calco, Snicky. You know who we are. We're not even gonna waste any time with this. Wrestle Madness. It is obviously a movie about a wrestling dog, and it has main character Russell, who is a Jack Russell Terrier. He is looking for a family, and he somehow manages to wrap his way into this family who just bought an old theater that is
Like it was their old family theater that in the old family used to put on wrestling matches.
back in the 80s, they said?
They
Yes.
said 80s.
Yeah, so they put on like old school wrestling there, and they've decided through some will that their uncle, grandpa, or whatever went
Grandpa.
with. Grandpa. Okay. They're going to turn the building over for a profit, and then I don't think we can really cover every single thing that happens in this movie, other than the dog gets wrapped up into it through complete accident.
Oh yeah, and the dog like apparently can flip and do dive bombs and shit for reasons that were never explained. Like they never explain why the dog knows how to do a drop kick.
It's because he's good at it. It's a natural talent. That's what the monkey said. Oh yes, there is a talking monkey that can actually talk to humans in this movie. I forget what the fuck his name was.
Hunk?
Hunk. Yes, Hunk. Thank you. Yes, there is a monkey that lived at the establishment ever since it was opened. He actually worked with the Uncle Ferraro. By the way, the theater and the name of the family is Ferraro. And Hunk's been living there ever since, even while the building closed down. And the family discovers the monkey after some time, and the monkey can actually talk to humans. As a matter of fact, they explained that he's part of a scientific experiment to see how smart a monkey can be. So they taught him 6 languages. They taught him how to speak human, cat, dog, and a few other species. And so he's there. And he's watching all of the events unfold. And they also tell the backstory of the Ferraro Theater about Uncle Ferraro. And, of course, it used to be a very successful theater in Portland, Oregon, where this movie is based. And what happened is that a man named Mick Vaughn, yes, his name is Mick Vaughn. Just let you sink. I'm just going to let that sink in because you'll know why he's named Mick Vaughn in just a second. He wanted to buy up all of the wrestling arenas and territories in the country, and Uncle Ferraro refused. So Mick Vaughn bought all of the territories and crap and put on way bigger shows than Ferraro could match. So he abandoned the building, and it's in complete disrepair when the family inherits it. So the main antagonist of the movie is a guy named Mick Vaughn, played by
John Ratzenberger.
John Ratzenberger, yeah. You'll know him from basically every movie that Pixar has done since Toy Story.
Yeah.
He was the piggy bank. I'll say that much. He plays Mick Vaughn. And that's the first point that I wanna bring up. It is very clear that the writers know wrestling.
That was the biggest surprise for me because like if you see a movie like this, the first thing you think of is cash grab. This is a blatant cash grab, and it's just going to try and skate by off of things. It's not going to put very much effort into it. It's just going to try and make a quick buck off the Air Bud crowd, which apparently there is one of those.
Yeah, the Air Buddies, because clearly people want Air Buddies movies, and they're just shelling that shit out because puppies. But
Puppies! But apparently the people who wrote this movie have at least some knowledge of this, because what Mick Vaughn did when he was purchasing up all the territories is basically what Vince McMahon did with all of the little territories back in the 70s and 80s. And the Ferraro family shares a lot of parallels to what happened with ECW, because they didn't really sign on with the WWE and didn't align themselves with Vince until they absolutely needed to, like what happened later. And basically the WWE, or basically the WUF in this movie, get it? It's a dog pun. Ha 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 ha.
Woof. Oh, wait. Hey, I just got it.
Really?
I just got it now. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Fucking brilliant. Okay.
So anyway.
I just put it together in my head. I'm sorry.
So yes, this movie has a whole bunch of little references and allegories to Vince McMahon and the WWE, and their history and stuff like that. So
yeah, basically the WUF purchased took all of their talent like the WWE did with ECW. So,
and this is readily apparent because the Ferraro family wants to reopen the Ferraro Theater, so they try to contact wrestlers, and the first one they contact is a German wrestler named Guten von Erich or something like that.
No,
I missed his
it's
name.
Vice something.
Yeah, I forget the actual name. It's blatantly German. And they try to hire him, but he says that he's under contract by Mick Vaughn, and if he tries to wrestle there, he'll get blacklisted. So, again, very readily apparent that the writers of this movie at least had some knowledge of the wrestling business. And that is so important because the kids watching this are not going to know a lot of this stuff, but the adults watching, especially if they're a wrestling fan, even if they were just fans during the Attitude Era, they're gonna understand what the writers are doing, which means they're gonna be at least a little more engaged than normal. That's very important.
Yeah, it's a good thing that they're able to appeal to, I guess, the older audience that understands wrestling more. It's safe enough, I think, for the kids to understand, but it's got some nods here and there. It's like, hey, we get you guys, we get you, other audience, we can appeal to you too. And I think that's pretty cool how they go about doing that.
Yeah, and that's one of the big things that helps it stand apart from fucking WWE Flintstone shit. Like they, that just did not care about its older demographic. It was just trying to appeal to kiddos.
There's even a line where Mick Vaughn actually goes to the Ferraro Theater to check out Russell, the dog. His in-ring name is Russell Maniac. And I think that the original name of the movie, instead of Russell Madness, was supposed to be Russellmania, because
the whole thing about Russellmania, they did have to change that because they didn't want to get people jumping on them. So they act like that's they act like that's the case in the movie, but the actual title, like if you go to buy this DVD in stores, it says Russell Madness.
They even had shirts in the movie that had Russellmania on it, in the classic WrestleMania font. So that's what they wanted. They wanted it to be a reference to WrestleMania. But I think they may have gotten scared at some point and decided to change the title of the movie to Russell Madness. However, the whole WrestleMania theme is readily apparent throughout the movie, which is a really, really nice touch. But I do want to go back to the kids, though, because they were very smart when they decided to write this movie, because a lot of kids out there, like between the ages of 6 and 10 that watch wrestling, a lot of them don't realize that wrestling is fake. So in the movie, wrestling is 100% real.
Yeah, it kind of threw us off a little bit at first because, we're used to wrestling being choreographed and all that, but yeah.
I think this actually goes back it goes back to Carlos. I think you're trying to say a line that Mick said about how it's just sports entertainment now or something. No, he didn't say sports entertainment. He said it's entertainment.
Yeah, he said it used to be about the wrestling, but now it's just about the entertainment. And again, the writers were very careful with this.
That is such a McMahon line.
It really is. I mean, McMahon has been trying to kill the word wrestling for a long time, and it's never going to work. But it's nice that they kind of put that in there. There's a lot of slapstick comedy in this movie as well. Like a lot of
kid stuff.
Yeah, a lot of family films will have that, of course. And not to mention, it is wrestling. So there is a lot of slapstick in this movie. The matches themselves are also extremely short. They're played out to be like 10 to 20 minutes long, but there's a lot of jump cuts, so everything's shortened to about 2 to 5 minutes. Unless there's, of course, a montage, and it's a montage. It's supposed to be short each and every time. So, moving on, what happens is that Mick Vaughn looks at Russell and says, I want to tour him. I want to hire him on temporarily and have him tour. So he does, because everybody at this point in the movie has heard of Russell. They saw the matches that he's put on in the Ferraro Theater, and people.
And he also became a YouTube sensation.
Yes,
by doing a chokehold on a guy. He choked out like a 250-pound man.
That's the highlight of the film for me. Fucking 5 stars right there. 5 fucking stars.
Oh my god.
So that's what he does, and of course. Oh yeah, I have to mention first, the tagline of the movie, End of the Theater, is that it says the most powerful tag team is family. So the entire movie is based around family and togetherness. So what happens is, Mick Vaughn decides to, hire Russell Maniac for a little while, and the father of the family has to travel with them, so they end up missing Easter, they end up missing the son's birthday, he ends up almost missing his anniversary with his wife, and eventually it comes to the point where it's like they can't travel anymore, but they have to, but because it's almost over, they want to have Russell win the championship. And Mick Vaughn, this is actually a very important moment, at least for us, because this is the moment where Johnny Mundo enters the frame and we all go wild.
It's like, yay, this is the reason why I watched this movie.
You fucking Mundo Mark.
Hey, listen, I will openly admit that I'm a Mundo Mark. The thing about this, though, when I first saw the trailer for this, okay, first off, I thought, okay, this is going to be really stupid. But then I saw Johnny Mundo. I'm like, okay, you have my attention now. I want to see this just for you. And the thing is, he doesn't show up until maybe about the 50, 60-minute mark.
Yeah, like they hold off on bringing him in for quite a long time because, like, he's basically the WUF champion, and he's like they save his match with Russell until right near the start of Act 3. So it took a little while to get to the part where most of the people who were watching this for Mundo were satisfied. But yeah.
The marketing said constantly that Mundo was going to be the main antagonist, but it wasn't. It was Mick Vaughn. So there was a little bit of bait and switch there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Even though they have him as like Helix the Hammer, what was his last name?
Monroe.
Yeah, even though his name was like Helix the Hammer Monroe, you take one look at him, that's Johnny Mundo.
Yeah,
he's not even hiding it. He's not playing a different character. He's playing himself playing a different character.
He did the slow-mo thing. He did the part where he opens up his robe and puts his hand in the air like that. Like, you know what I'm talking about. Like
keep in mind, even after he changed from John Morrison to Johnny Mundo, he kept doing that. So honestly, I don't think that's a Johnny Mundo thing. I think that's just a Jonathan Hennigan thing.
It's
Hennigan
cool,
being his real name. I think that's his, and he owns it. Because his other signature as being Helix the Hammer Monroe is that he would pound his fist multiple times as though he's pounding in a spike into a rail. That's the whole fist raise thing is not a John Morrison or Johnny Mundo thing. It's just a John Hennigan thing.
Going on from there, they have the title match, and Mick tells, I wanted to say Mundo. He tells Monroe that for him to throw the match for the bribe, and he initially takes it. But during the match, Monroe brings out a dog whistle. Interesting twist, honestly. And he pins Russell.
Right.
Which was his first match lost, by the way. That was the first match he ever lost.
And then after that, he finds out that Monroe was supposed to take a dive in the match, and he realizes that the match was fixed, and now he's got this whole crisis thing. He was like, were all my matches fixed? Is wrestling fake?
It goes back to the whole argument where they really stressed in the movie that no, wrestling isn't fake. You can rest your head, little kids. Wrestling's not fake. But it totally is. But it's not. So, from there, they learned that Russell's matches were not fixed, but Monroe's absolutely was. So instead of making it where they make the power struggle where Monroe is supposed to lose the title because it's his job, they make it so that way he's supposed to lose the title for a sum of money. And he decides mid-match, okay, you know what? I don't want to drop the championship. Fuck your bribe, Mick. I'm going to bring out this dog whistle and win. And after that, Mick Vaughn... Actually, no, it's... sorry. After the match, the father tells Mick Vaughn that they're done. Russell's not going to wrestle in WUF anymore. But, of course, Mick Vaughn brings out the contract and says, oh, hey, did you know I own the dog now? It says so in this legally binding contract. And, so, yeah, Russell ends up getting locked in a cage at WUF headquarters, which is an arena. So, no, they actually don't tour. But they do. I don't
somehow.
Somehow.
It's plot hole.
I think it kind of has to do with, like, you know how NXT is based out of Full Sail Arena, but they still go on tour?
All right, if you put NXT logic in there, I guess it makes sense, maybe.
So the kid and the monkey go to WF headquarters to try to break the dog out. But then we find out, hey, during the beginning of the movie, there was this pet shop, and this guy tried to adopt the dog. He had a contract or whatever saying, yeah, I've adopted this dog. He comes out of nowhere, and to be fair, when he first showed up, we thought, oh, is he going to be the villain? No? Okay. So the whole crisis of, oh no, Russell is going to go away. He's getting screwed over. No, the whole situation just kind of gets slapped and knocked down. It's just like, nope.
Well, that was easy.
Yeah, there's no real suspense or anything. We know exactly what's going to happen. They set up a rematch, and they have to get the building back. They have to do all this other stuff. Short, sweet, and to the point. They end up winning. Everybody wins. Yada, yada, yada. Morrison. No, sorry, not Morrison. Mundo.
No, not Mundo. Monroe.
Monroe. Fucking
You'll
hell.
get it.
Monroe loses, and he gets pinned by a dog. Congratulations. Johnny Mundo was in a movie where he was the fictional champion of a fictional wrestling company, and he lost to a goddamn dog.
Oh, speaking of championships, I wanna mention during the first match between Monroe and Russell in the WUF arena, the first match that they did, the one that Monroe cheated to win, during his introduction, they actually referenced the championships that he won in WWE. They mentioned that he's a 2-time Intercontinental Champion. And I didn't know this at first. So I actually went on Wikipedia to look it up. And yes, he was Intercontinental Champion twice. And they mentioned it in Russell Madness. That threw me for a loop, to be honest.
That was kind of cool. I will admit that.
But they didn't mention his tag team stuff, though, or was that just not relevant?
I guess it wasn't. They didn't mention that he won the ECW championship either, but considering that championship is defunct, I don't know if that matters either.
Well, that and the fact that if they would have said that, they would have actually had to have said the word ECW, and I think that
they probably would have twisted it around and said like
WCE.
Yeah, WC or something like that.
Yeah, I guess they could do that, but even then, it would have been too vague. Saying Intercontinental Champion, though, definitely leads some credence to it, and this movie is filled with very nice little touches for people like us that know how wrestling works. And
yeah, like there was one part in the very beginning, right after Russell ran out of the pet store, and he ran into this alley, and there was a bulldog in there with a British accent, and I was like, hey, it's a British bulldog.
Ah.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
pretty
It's very
funny.
clever. If you're gonna make a movie like about wrestling, you're gonna parody it a little bit. Yeah, it's a good thing if you know what you're doing. If the writers are at least aware of most of the things, and they're not just, oh hey, that was a thing, let's make this funny. No, they managed to make things subtle. They don't like overdo it. This is a little bit of a parody of the WWE, but they do it in a subtle enough way.
Yeah, and it's a parody that really isn't all that nice to the WWE. It treats like Mick Vaughn is clearly Vince McMahon, and he's the biggest asshole in the world. Like he basically stole a dog from a family. Like that's kind of what we're talking about what Vince McMahon would do.
Yeah. But it's still kind of funny, though, because this is like the wrestling that many kids would be like, I guess that's funny. But for us, it's just like, yes, this is what we've been saying. This is what it is. This is the reality of what WWE is now. But kids are just going to play that off because they don't know wrestling like we used to.
Yeah, exactly. I think the biggest problem I have with this movie, though, as entertaining as it is, it goes by way too quickly. A big problem with this, of course, is that it's a kids' movie. It can't really stretch beyond 90 minutes because a 2-hour film is standard if you're making a film for a more adult audience. But for kids, you can't really make a movie past 90 minutes, or otherwise they might get bored. So because of that, I think they had a lot more material written because everything moves by really fucking quickly. I remember the first Air Bud, though, when they have that classic thing where, like, oh, who owns the dog? Who actually owns the dog? That whole sequence took like 25 minutes to go through. Like, it was a very long series of events about the whole plot line of who actually owns the dog. Here, it's over in 5 minutes. If even that, it's probably over in less than 5 minutes, where it's like, oh, I actually own the dog? Oh, no, it's actually the pet store owner. Yeah, there is no suspense there at all. It's there and it's done. So, and it's done even before the final match between Morrison, the German guy, Russell, and the kid, who's Il something. I forget.
I forget his name too.
Yeah, he shares the name of a fake legendary wrestler in the movie. It's a
tag.
Illmaniac, thank you. And it's a tag team match, which is the final one. But the whole subplot of who actually owns the dog is over at that point. It's over and done with in no time at all. And that really highlights just how rushed the movie feels as far as time length goes. They couldn't stretch it far enough, so they had to cut certain things, and everything just moves far too quickly.
Also, they had a world title match be contested in a tag team contest. That's some late WCW era bullshit.
It was really, I don't understand. The thing is that the belt was different, so it wasn't the same championship, but it was. I think. Okay, here's the thing. They said that Russell and Illmaniac were tag team champions, but there was only one belt, so. That makes no sense to me. Why there was only one belt for it?
I think that it was originally supposed to be like just a regular match because after Monroe lost or beat him the first time, he said that there was going to be a rematch so that they could like get more money out of it. Yeah. And that was supposed to be for the title, but then somehow it got changed to a tag team match, but the title was still on the line, and it was.
No, kids aren't going to pay attention to that. They don't care. See,
yeah, but the title
thing.
Wasn't on the line because there was a different title. It was a completely
No, it was on
different
the
title.
line because at the very end, like they handed the title belt to the kid, presumably because they couldn't hand the title to a dog. Because, you can't hold
But
the belt.
it's not. It's a tag team title. They were wrestling for a new tag team title, I think. You know what? Fuck it. Zach, what were you going to say?
What I was going to say is that this is a kids movie. And that a kids movie, they don't really give a shit. I've seen a lot of kids movies. As a Toon critic, I've had to see some really good animated movies, and I've had to see some really crappy kids movies. And in those kids' movies, you can tell that there are some points where they care about the writing, and there are some points where they don't. So I've seen enough kids' movies to see where this goes. And add on to this, it's a sports movie. And it's an underdog sports movie. Every underdog sports movie, and it even makes sense because it's literally in fucking Underdog. But Yeah, I fucking got that now too. But it's a sports underdog movie. You all know how this is going to go down. You're watching this movie and it becomes very predictable what's going to happen. Granted, there may be some mini events in the story that may like take you by surprise, saying, "Oh, okay, that's different." But you know what's gonna happen. You know the dog's gonna win. They fucking spoil it like right near the beginning of the movie. Just like, "Hey, I was a tag team champion, but let me tell you how that happened." Not even gonna. Okay, whatever. See, now that I'm starting to pick apart this movie, now I'm starting to see that while it was entertaining, when you break it down story wise, it's pretty shitty.
Yeah,
But it's a kids movie.
There are a lot of little bits and pieces. Like, you have all of the ingredients for a really great kids movie and a really neat underdog story. You've got the references to real life wrestling. You have the setup with the dog. You've got the allegories to the little man taking on the big man. You've got decent acting from everybody. I mean, John Ratzenberger stole the show for me. He's a really, really good actor. Same thing with the health inspector that was there to take care of the building.
Yeah, actually, Mundo did a great job. Like, he was funny in this movie.
I was not expecting much from John, because his promos in WWE were not that great, and his promos in Lucha Underground are pretty good. But I mean, film acting is a totally different beast. But he did not do a bad job at all. He definitely acted the part as well as he could. And I love that they build him at 255 pounds, because I don't think he actually weighs that much.
Oh no!
unless he actually does, in which case, holy shit!
I really don't think he did, because like in his time in WWE, he was billed somewhere between 215 and 225, and unless he did really bulk up between his time between WWE and Lucha Underground, but I don't think he bulked up all the way to 255.
So I guess to wrap this up, is this a bad movie? Like, is this like one of those really bad, oh my god, I don't ever want to fucking see this movie again, want to forget that it ever existed?
I'll go first. This is not the kind of movie that you want to sit down and grab a bag of popcorn and enjoy. Save that for a different movie. This is the kind of movie where you say, "Oh, I'm bored. Hey, friends on Skype, would you like to watch a fun little kids movie?" They say, "Yeah," you get in a Skype call and then you all watch it together. That's the kind of movie this is. It's not entertaining to take seriously. It's entertaining when you have a few friends together to joke around and you all enjoy wrestling and you want to watch this because it's silly and it's stupid. But I had fun watching it. It's not great. Certainly not, but I've absolutely seen worse from children's entertainment. You need to go no further than Stone Age SmackDown to know that this movie is infinitely superior to that one. So, Russell Madness, it's not that great, but it's absolutely not worthless either.
Yeah, like before the movie started, I mentioned to you guys, like, unlike with Stone Age SmackDown, it feels like this movie does appeal to at least somebody. And I feel like I told you about the friend that I've been trying to get to watch Lucha Underground. Well, she's got a little sister, and I feel like if I showed her this movie, she would absolutely love everything about it. And so in that regard, I feel like it's a success, and it's got its moments where it made me legitimately enjoy myself. But like, the one thing that kind of bugged me the most, and I don't know if this is fair to say for a kids direct DVD movie, the CGI where they were making when they were making the dogs and the animals' mouths move, it didn't look that great. Same for when they had the dogs flying around in the air. Although for a live action thing, I'm not really sure how you can make that look like not dumb, but
there's not been a single movie where they've made the whole lips moving with CGI look good. Trust me. I've fucking seen Zoolander. It got really bad there, I think.
Yeah, they should have just did the Homeward Bound thing where the characters' mouths don't move, you just hear them talking.
Exactly. Oh god, don't get me started on Homeward Bound. That movie makes me cry.
But the animals don't die.
Yeah, thank God. Would have been that would have been dark yet hilarious at the same time if like Monroe hit Starship Pain on the dog and fucking killed it.
Okay,
Dude.
please, somebody, please make an edit for that on YouTube. You just see Mundo landing Starship Pain / End of the World. You hear a splat sound, and then the end. Please make it happen.
And you put some like Final Fantasy like sad music there, and just like it becomes so sad.
Yes, I want to see this.
No, that's
Wow,
the good thing.
assholes.
That's the good thing. Going off of what Calco said, this movie is a parody. We fully understand that it is meant to be taken not seriously, because when you try to take it seriously and break it down, it's pretty bad. But it's when you don't look at it seriously, you just, like you said, you grab a bunch of friends, you just say, hey, you want to riff this movie with me? Sure, it's a riffable movie. And yeah, that's what makes it good, though. As a straight to DVD movie that you could just pick up and watch, yeah, on your own, kind of terrible. But if you pick it up and get with some of your friends, yeah, then I could recommend it, because it's a movie about a wrestling dog. You kind of have to see it to believe it, and it's pretty bad. But there have been worse things. If you've seen half of the Air Buddy movies, I'd rather take this over Air Buddies.
I would absolutely take this over a lot of things. At the very least, it has a place. It has value. It's worth something. It's worth your time. Hell, if you see it in the store for $4 and you have a few friends that you just want to rip this movie on, maybe smoke a blunt with everybody, and you just want to watch something stupid, pick it up. It's worth something. It's more than I can say for a lot of other movies that I've seen. Fucking the Troll in Manhattan movie, the last film that Dan Bluth made. Troll in Central Park. God, I am such a huge fan of Don Bluth. Fucking Rats and Nim, fucking Land Before Time, and all kinds of other great movies. Fievel, whatever. An American Tale. An American Tale, thank you. Those are good movies. And then all of a sudden a Troll in Central Park comes out and you're just like, okay, you're bidding adieu with this? This is awful! And that's the thing, is that if you compare Troll in Central Park against Russell Madness wins by a landslide. Because at the very least,
something out of it.
At the very least, I had fun sitting in a Skype call watching it with you two. The movie's a fucking mess, but it's not worthless at all.
It's a fun mess.
Could you imagine, though? Could you imagine if this, okay, hypothetical, here's how I would fix this movie to make it better. I would make sure that WWE actually wasn't endorsing this and behind it, and had some of the wrestlers voice like a bunch of dogs and have it be like, oh, we're going to train you and shit, and have like John Cena dog and Hulk Hogan dog.
No, don't make this a WWE Studios film. Okay, you want to know what else?
It would be worse. That's the thing. It would be worse, I think.
It would be worse, and it wouldn't be worth jack shit. Like, I need to go through the list of WWE Studios films and see if there's any movies there that are any good. I think the only one that I remember that people are saying, yeah, that was all right, was the first See No Evil from the first movie that they made from WWE Studios. Everything else, though, is just utter shit. However, I am looking at 12 rounds and going,
The first 12 rounds was not bad.
The second one was pretty forgettable. This one with Dean Ambrose, though, is going to be good. You know what? How about this? Next movie review we do is going to be a WWE Studios movie.
No. Next movie review we do is The Wrestler.
Yeah, we're finally going to watch something good on this channel.
Yeah, I want to do a movie that I think will be good, because I know, Zach, you've seen it and you've already sung its praises. Me and Nikki have not seen it yet. We should have a long time ago, but we've never seen it.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I think the next movie review we'll do is The Wrestler, because I want to watch something good and classic and filled with drama. Then we can watch a WWE Studios film. And you want to know what film I nominate? The Marine.
Yeah. The Marine is like the first big one that they had other than like See No Evil. Like they had See No Evil, then they had the Marine. And the Marine really helped push up John Cena. That's what really started this whole, fucking Marine thingy and him supporting the army and all that other stuff. It just went on from there.
There is a member of the United States Marine Corps that needs your help.
And his name is John Cena! In a steel cage match! In a triple-double match! Chain
In a
slots!
triple-double tornado tag team title
Popcorn!
match for the
Six-man match
WWE.
against
Body
The
slam!
Undertaker, Triple H, CM Punk, Kane, and The Rock in a six-man spit-swatting tag team match!
In a spit-swapping make-out match.
What the fuck ever?
Get it live on the WWE Network for $59.99.
Wrestling in this house. I will not accept any more wrestling. God damn it, that's time to watch this stuff.
You have a collect call from John Cena. Will you accept the charges?
I am
For
so
those
glad
of you that have
became
never
a
seen
meme.
that prank call before, holy shit. That prank call has actually blown up recently. I don't know what happened. I think it was posted on Reddit.
Because Fine, I think, made something out of it.
I don't know, because the thing is that John Cena's a meme now. He really is. I was at PortCon a couple of weeks ago. I staffed there, or at least staffed there. Some fucking political bullshit happened, and I'm not going back. But I staffed security there this year, and I could not walk. I could not walk 10 paces without hearing John Cena's theme somewhere. Like, it was ridiculous.
No,
Yeah.
speaking of John Cena, though, Calcos, how did you enjoy that Cena dating simulator game?
That was fucking hilarious.
Oh, Nikki, you don't know? Oh,
No,
God.
nobody told me about that.
Okay, it is a game. Okay, just a short plug. There is a game on the internet called John Cena's Sexy High School Adventure. And it is a very simple. It is a very simple Flash game. The only song is John Cena's theme being played on a recorder, and every single character is John Cena. There's John Cena. There's Mr. Cena. There's Jonathan. There's Johnny. Like,
There's like Joanne or some shit.
yeah, it's fucking amazing. Like, there's so many different endings and so many different possibilities. I highly recommend you give it a whirl.
Oh my gosh! I've been going through the unexpected Cena Reddit, where it's basically a bunch of videos of the
That's a good
of the Cena meme thing, and oh my god, I don't know why. I know it's coming every time, but every time the guy goes, and his name is John Cena! Like, every time. Every fucking time, I'm dying.
I think my favorite one is the one with JonTron's theme. You go through his theme, and it's like, dun, 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 dun. It goes to the end, John Cena! Boo, 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 boo.
My favorite so far is the one for the Steven Universe Season 2 intro. where it's
Yes,
like,
I saw that. That was fucking
Garnet,
hilarious.
Amethyst, and
John Cena!
I want to thank the person who finally got that going. Like the guy who did the prank call thing, it just exploded from there. That is great. Because I literally looked up on YouTube.
Was done
I'm
back in 2013, and only
yeah, but whenever I
recently-
look up John Cena on YouTube now, I put in John Cena, and the first thing is prank call now.
Yeah, that was shared a few months ago, and everybody knows about it now.
Can we get that guy on the show? I want to interview that guy.
Whoever he's a radio show host, or at least was. Maybe he still is. I don't know.
Let's track that guy down.
Please. Anyway, that was a nice tangent. I'm actually kind of glad we went on that. But Russell Madness, it was a movie, and it's a movie that we thought was going to be really
awful.
We thought it was gonna be bad, like so bad that even fucking Johnny Mundo couldn't save it. I mean, that's the biggest reason why we got together today and watched it. But we learned that the movie actually has value in certain places and certain times. If you have a few buddies and you want to smoke some weed while watching a movie, or if you just want to get on Skype because you're bored with some friends and watch it, do it. I definitely recommend this movie.
Like, yo, dude, that dog's fucking flipping around. He did a look at that kid. He fucking levitated.
I was really expecting my jimmies to be rustled from this movie.
Would you say Russellmania'd?
No, I actually wouldn't.
Okay.
I was trying to make that subtle, but no, look at this guy being all... Oh, you're making a joke. Can I get in on it?
the fucking theme songs. The theme song for the movie is gonna be fucking stuck in my head for days, though.
I was humming it when I was down. I was humming it when I was downstairs. God damn.
It was weird because the music didn't do that for me. Like it was just like the music was there, but it didn't just like hook me like it did.
WrestleMania.
Every time I look at a Jack Russell Terrier now, I'll be like, yeah, you can do it.
And then you're gonna look at a bulldog and think, oh, Davy Boy Smith.
Well, that was what
British fucking bulldog. That is great. That's it. I'm out. I'm done with this shit.
Hey, come on. That was clever at least.
It was, but I don't think we're ever gonna get a movie that's like this. Another sports wrestling parody movie that's like this.
Oh, I doubt that. This movie is one of a kind.
That's a good thing. Yeah, so if you made it to the end of this, yeah, congrats for you. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the good stuff. Check us out on Patreon, check us out on Twitter.
No, we don't have a Twitter account yet.
We each have individual Twitter, so go with that. We'll be getting a official Twitter at some point.
Yes,
hopefully.
we are working on expanding the podcast, but as you can see, it's going rather slowly.
But yeah,
We'll
at
there.
DJ Calcos, at ToonCriticY2K, at Nikki V MLP.
Yes.
There you go.
All the plugs. Good night, everybody.
Good night.